I have a 6-step process. It by no means am I suggesting that this is the only way you can do it. But I find with a lot of employers that when they're starting out on this journey, that they kind of jump in the middle. You know, someone shows up at work and says, oh, we need to do unconscious bias training for everybody. And when they get to me, my question simply is, why? How did you get to that point that you decided that this was what you should do? You probably should do unconscious bias training. It's really important training, but still, why? And if you don't know the why, then how to get to the end. So I put together this 6-step process. And for me, having worked in the field for 15 years, it really is a way, I think, to get you on the right path. So first step is the business case. And the business case answers the why question. Why does it matter? I'm very big on having a business case for diversity and inclusion. Some people would argue with me that the business case has already been proven. I disagree with that. Because if the business case had already been proven, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't need to write a book. We wouldn't still be having conversations about how we need more women in leadership, more people of color, et cetera. The business case is something that needs to get proven over and over again. And I don't look at this conversation through the lens of the moral imperative or the social justice agenda. And I'm very specific about that. Not that I don't believe in social justice, far from it. For one, I don't find that it's a motivating enough business case. Because at the end of the day, people will fall back to personal motivations, which often come from money. But second, I don't say things like, well, it's the right thing to do, because it assumes that we all know what the right thing to do is. It assumes that we have this collective set of morals and values, and we don't. That's just not a thing we have. If we did, we wouldn't have a penal system, we wouldn't have hunger, we wouldn't have homelessness, because we would all just be working towards a greater cause. And that's a utopia, it's not realistic. So it's really important to have a business case that answers the why question of why is diversity and inclusion important in your organization? And I'm talking about a written 1 to 2 page document that you can post on your intranet, that you can post on your external website, that really says, here's why we're doing this. When I started doing this work 15 years ago, I wrote the business case for the creation of a role in diversity at KPMG. And I went back to that business case regularly to remind myself of why I was doing the work and to make sure that it was still relevant.